Well, Ben, I followed you in. I was actually walking along behind you. This thing's, kicking up a ton of dust, making a lot of racket. I said, I got to talk to this guy. This thing's insane. I can't even tell what I'm looking at. What am I looking at?
The cab is a 1946 Chevy.
Okay.
Top's been chopped 6 inches, and the windshield laid back 3, then suicided the doors. The bed is all hand fabricated with 1928 Buick fenders, and the grill shell came off of a Minneapolis Moline tractor.
Oh yeah, now
it's been stretched.
Yeah, because that would have been a lot smaller.
Right.
Man, it kind of works there though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that caught my eye was it's an interesting combination because you're flat black, you got classic pinstriping, but then you've got all this kind of eye-popping copper and tangerine suspension and frame.
Right. It's all translucent powder coat.
Oh, really?
Right. The frame actually is more of a copper in the sunlight, and then at night it's a real dark red. And same with the skulls. They're more of a darker color in the sun, but they lighten up at night.
What an interesting combination, though. And why'd you do that? Just struck you?
Well, I had a friend of mine owns a powder coating shop, and we traded some work to get it done.
So suddenly you have some powder coated stuff on your car.
Right.
Very cool. Well, you say a 6-inch chop on this. It's still fairly tall. I mean, that must have been a very tall cab.
Right, it was. But I got plenty of headroom in it. See very well out of it.
Where did you find this cab?
I found it in Auburn, Kentucky, off of eBay.
Well, I like what you did in here too. And when I looked looking at the tunnel, I said, "Is that like a bed liner or something?" Is that...
Right. It's all bed liner on there. Actually works really well to hold my pants leg for cruise control.
Don't want to be wearing shorts when you're doing it, right?
No. And then all the interior I did myself. I went on YouTube to learn how to thread a sewing machine.
No kidding.
Yeah.
And you sewed this?
Right.
Oh, I like that. That's pretty much the Chev dash, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. I just put the wood insert to put my gauges in.
How about the picture frames on the door panels?
Clyde is on the driver's side and Bonnie is on the passenger side, and they're right below 1890s coffin handles.
Really? The real deal, huh?
Right.
Man, wow. And here's the coffin, huh?
Right. That hides a gas tank.
Is that what it is? What are the fenders?
28 Buick.
Is it tubbed this?
Yes.
I mean, that's what's underneath.
Yeah, it's a 13-inch wide sprint car tire.
Holy cow. And nice pinstriping, too. Again, kind of a classic look. Blown to hell.
Yeah.
And I would imagine that's referring to that 392 that's up there.
Right.
Let's go look at that baby. Yeah, I would say that's blown. So what, 392?
392.
Now where'd you come across this?
I got it from the same guy I bought the cab from. When we went down to pick up the cab, it was in his shop, sitting there on the floor.
It was just there?
Yeah, just a stock motor sitting there. And I asked him, what would it take to take that motor off your hands too? He said, oh, about $1,000. So the next weekend I went down to pick up the cab. I took an extra $1,000 with me and I said, well, we want that motor too. And he just kind of shook his head a minute and goes, well, I'm a man of my word.
You got yourself...
Helped us load it up and we were on our way.
Transmission too?
No, the transmission's actually a 350 turbo.
Oh, okay. But it was complete?
Yeah, it was complete, but we did go ahead and take it 60 over. It's got H-beam rods, stud girdle in it, chromoly rockers, everything.
So and then, boom.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. So what do we have there?
It's an original 671 Detroit diesel that's been converted.
Holy cow. So you got 6 Speedways on top,
yeah,
right?
The 9 Super 7s.
And I like the copper, braided copper plumbing here.
Yeah, we just changed that a couple weeks ago. It had copper line on it, and then I came across that from a motorcycle company.
I haven't seen that before. That looks great. And you got it. What are your gauges up here?
One's my fuel pressure, and the other one's a boost gauge.
I mean, that's a lot of power.
That it is.
In a pretty short wheelbase. Is it a little squirrely or?
Not too bad. It gets a little bit of hop when you get over about 70 on the interstate, but back it off a little and did fine coming here. But it will, if you step on it at 65, it'll light the rear tires up.
Break them right loose, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I love what you've done, though. I mean, again, the flat, the pinstriping, and then the copper and your translucent powder coat. This is just a fantastic looking ride, man.
Thank you.
Nice work.
Thank you very much.
Frankenstein, blown to hell.